going on there, YouTube? This is SEL0220 representing JVS. I'm back here again for another TV show review for The Flash Season 2, Episode 16. The name of this episode was Trajectory. What did I think about this episode? This is really just a non-spoiler. I call it a first reaction only because it's technically my first thoughts and reactions of this episode, but it's really a spoiler review. If you want to check out my reaction, you can go check out the live stream. I had that authentically done. If you have any specific scene in this episode, leave it in the comment section below. I'll make that with the panned out version of the actual video of the episode as well. So let's go ahead and see what we thought about this. So my personal thoughts on this episode, I actually thought it was interesting to have a character in Trajectory. When you find out her backstory, it was really cliche, her backstory. But I did like the fact that she was faster than the Flash. And it was like how she got those powers was even more intriguing. Because it was like Barry really couldn't beat her, you know? And the revelation of her inception and what happens afterwards, it brings to fold something that the group desperately needs to know about. The other thing that I liked about this episode was definitely the beginning with Iris and Barry having this interesting, friendly banter about basically relationships, specifically like their past and present self, alternative selves, and how they end up. It was really brought to the attention, and I was like, oh, snap, look at Barry and Iris. And then the flip side of that is that basically Iris gets a really interesting run-in with her, not her director or chief or boss, whatever he is, because he wants her to write a real interesting puff piece that the Flash is doing these things, not this character Trajectory. And she's put in a really interesting, compromising situation. That the reason why I didn't like that is because it's really cliche that a lot of different TV shows, probably starting with like Dawson's Creek and so on and so forth, always has one character pining over another character, and you know they're meant to be together, but they waste a whole series just in them not getting together until the very end, and then just finding out, okay, yeah, you're meant for me, or she just goes, or he goes with somebody else totally entirely. And that's what pans out in a lot of these. Like if it's like Damon and freaking Bonnie and you know whatever, if it's Walking Dead like Michonne and Rick, if it's this, which is Barry and Iris, of course, it just kind of like fleshes out versus like seeing what happens if these people actually get together, and how can this formulate something that is basically tested, you know what I'm saying? Not just like will, they won't. I don't know. It gets old for me. I think the older I get, I kind of don't like that edge of certain things when it comes to like melodrama within, especially in the superhero genre. But anyway, as far as action in this one, it was actually pretty decent action. They did some good jobs with the CG. Certain moments it felt really like boring. But as I said, like the revelation at the end is probably the biggest highlight, because it shocks the foundation of not just Barry but Flash, or not just Flash or Barry, but also in containment with Joe, with Cisco, and another thing, Harrison Wells and his daughter. They have some interesting things that happen between them as well, and I really liked how that kind of was going, and then it kind of panned out a little bit differently than I expected. But I think this is all about world building, and that's another thing. With the TV universe, they try to expand so much that sometimes they lose sight of, okay, how can we use this character in this moment, you know, specifically with Harrison Wells' daughter. But we'll see where that goes. All in all, this is a decent episode. I'd probably give it maybe an 8 out of 10. It wasn't the best, but the revelations definitely made it go higher as far as my rating is concerned. Be quite honest with y'all, I'm still trying to recover from the effects of Batman Superman. When I look at movies or I look at TV shows or stuff like that, and they're kind of corny or kind of like joyous or whatever, the tone now for me is gravitates to this movie, and it's really hard for me adjusting other things. So hopefully y'all enjoyed this review. I didn't do too much or too less, and I'm going to go and do a small spoiler review. By the way, leave in the comment section below. Happy birthday, Joe. Today is Joe's birthday. I definitely want to go and pick him up from work as a treat. That ain't much. Maybe I'll go and buy him a pizza or something like that. But leave him a comment below. Say happy birthday, Joe. Keep it locked. JVS, we ain't going to stop. I'll talk to y'all soon. Peace.